Welcome to the Boomer Briefing Podcast, where we help you solve a critical business issue in 20 minutes or less. I'm your host, Jim Boomer, CEO at BoomerConsulting, and I have a special guest today with me. Erin is one of our team members, and we're going to get to know her a little better today in this episode of the podcast. So Erin is the IT coordinator at Boomer, and today we're gonna get to know her a little bit better. So welcome, Erin.
Hi, Jim. Thanks for having me on. It'll be great to get to know and let everybody know about me too.
Yeah. Well, I know, for our circle members that have come to Kansas City, many have had the opportunity to meet you, but I'm sure there's people out there listening that haven't had a chance. So why don't we start off with you telling us, the audience, a little bit more about yourself, what you do at Boomer, how long you've been here, and a little background of how we met and came to be teammates.
So it's just a little over a year since I've actually joined Boomer, and it's been a great year so far. I've loved working here and getting to know everybody and getting to participate in the circles. And I am, as you said, the IT coordinator for Boomer. So I help run the technology, both hardware and software, and our help desk for our internal coworkers. I am also the lead technology for our AIC, which is our Accounting Innovation Center, which is how a lot of our clients and have met me through our communities.
Yep.
So you'll often see me there helping run the technology and running our circles and getting to interact with everybody.
Yeah.
So it's been great so far.
And between you and Chris, you are the two people I point to when I always get questions wanting to know about the cameras and the mics and what we've put into the center. So you are the you are the brains behind all of that helps those meetings run well. So I know we internally, as well as our clients, really appreciate all your hard work there. So, well, great. Well, let's talk a little bit about you outside of work. What do you like to do? Hobbies, pets, family? What makes Erin tick?
So one of my big hobbies that everybody has kind of experienced in Boomer itself is quilting. I actually learned that from my grandmother, and I inherited a lot of her fabric and her sewing room. So I've been doing a lot of that, and I've enjoyed it so far. For me, it's a really nice hobby to have, and it's relaxing. I have two cats, Anubis and Sassy. They are both what are called Manx, which means they are cats that do not have tails. They were not born with tails at all. So that's a fun experience for getting people to see them for the first time and see their reaction when there's this cat that just, there's no tail there at all. Even some of the vets that they go to, they've never seen a tailless cat before. So it's a little mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I love reading historical nonfiction, getting to travel. And I'm looking forward to going and seeing my family for the 4th of July holiday in North and South Carolina.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's one of my favorite holidays. So we always enjoy the 4th, and you're probably underplaying your talent in quilting, because you're right. We've all experienced it and we've seen it, and you've given us gifts of your work. And I actually have the coasters out around my house on display, and they're used on a regular basis. So.
That's good. I enjoy doing it. So for me, it's fun. It's not, I don't want to call it purposeless because I enjoy it, but it's just, I enjoy doing it. So giving people gifts of stuff I do instead of it just all kind of being hoarded into a corner of my house and never getting used is part of the fun, because other people get to enjoy it too.
Yeah. And you've got that connection with your grandmother of learning how to do it and all of that. So. Cool stuff. Well, let's shift back to Boomer. What do you enjoy most about working at Boomer, both internally with the team and externally with our clients?
So, one of the things that I absolutely love at Boomer has been the culture and the work life balance and getting used to being able and having coworkers that are actually willing to help mentor and teach you things has been a great experience, and I love it so far. There's always somebody willing to recommend a new book to read, something that could help you with your speaking or how you interact with people, and just the quality of care that everybody at Boomer gives each other as coworkers so everybody can be their best and improve is just an amazing experience. The communities and our circles with our clients has been awesome. I mean, I get to interact with all of the circles when they're at the AIC, and I have met, I don't know how many hundreds of new people every year being here so far with Summit and our circles that take place in the AIC. Like I said, I've made friends, I get to interact, more books, more music. Everybody has their own tastes and their own personalities. And it's just amazing to see them mesh together in the circles and experience people learning and wanting to improve at the same time on new things that Boomer is helping teach them.
Yeah. Well, I agree with all of that, and that's a big part of why I've been here. Oh my gosh, 17 years now. It's certainly a different culture than what you get in corporate and large business, and stay in your lane, and you only have this little impact. And so, and with our circles, it's rewarding to see those connections each and every day. So. Well, let's get back to Erin. What achievement makes you most proud, whether that's personal or professional?
So, one of them is I set myself a goal when I was a teenager that I wanted to own my own house by the time I was 30. And I am very lucky that I actually did accomplish that. So I own my own home. It is completely mine, exactly how I wanted it with my goal. And it was a hard journey to get there with everything that has happened in the recessions and everything else, but I made it, and that's one of my biggest achievements because it's the first person in my family that is female that has owned a house by themselves.
Hmm. That's quite an achievement, and it's amazing when you actually like think about and document goals, how they tend to happen. So,
Right. And no matter how many times you think things shifted and you're not going to make it and you do make it after everything, it's a wonderful feeling. And because it's a house, I get to experience it every single day because I live in it. So it's a constant reminder of, yeah, I can do what I want to do as long as I'm willing to do the work to get it.
yep, yep, yep. You and your tailless cats, right?
Yes. They have the run of the house, so they're very happy about that too.
Yeah, yeah. They tend to be in charge. All right, who'd you say would be your biggest inspiration in your personal life or career?
So my biggest inspiration is actually my cousin Jesse. When he was 19, he was in a car accident that paralyzed him from the waist down. He has not stopped doing anything. He goes skiing, he goes out, he goes hunting, he rides motorcycles, he still works in constructions, running cranes. He has done everything and anything that he has actually wanted to do and just modified it so he can do it. There's a lot of people that when they hit that kind of hardship, they just kind of give up. And he never hit that point,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing to see. And he's still doing new things every day, whenever he wants, how he wants. As long as he can figure out a way for himself to do it, he's going to do it. And
Yeah,
it's great to see and watch.
that's pretty amazing. And yes, that is certainly inspirational. And I can think of people in my life too that it's you can see challenges they've had that it would be easy to give up and just be like, well, this is what I'm dealt. And the perseverance is amazing to watch and inspirational.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you like to travel. What's your favorite place you've ever visited?
So my favorite place that I visited is actually Alaska, and it was my summer of my junior year in high school. My grandparents and I took a pull behind trailer and we drove to Alaska because it was something my grandfather always wanted to do. So we drove through the US, up through Canada, spent 2 weeks in Alaska, came back through Canada and dropped down through the Dakotas, stopped at Mount Rushmore and Deadwood and all of those. And then we drove me back to Ohio for my senior year. And it was a month and a half long vacation of just driving. And it was amazing. There's so many things that you can see when you drive that you don't get the same effect when you go on a cruise or when you fly there and you're only there for a couple of days. But the whole experience is just amazing. And this was back when you still had film cameras. So
Hmm.
between my grandmother and I, we took 50 rolls of film
Wow.
in that month.
Yeah, yeah. As you know, Aaron, I've been a lot of places, and Alaska is one I haven't been to, but I know a lot of people that have been there, and they say it's absolutely beautiful. So,
You
um,
get the chance to go, go.
yeah, yeah, that's what I've heard, and um, even though 50 is a lot, I guess I'm not surprised because I think the beauty of nature and everything in Alaska is so amazing. So. All right. Well, what's a place that's on your bucket list that you want to visit that you haven't?
Japan.
Okay. Tell
I
me more about
absolutely
that.
love the culture, the way it has evolved and become an integral. Japan is very much surrounded and integrated into their culture. There's no real kind of necessarily difference because they've enveloped the country in their culture. And I would really absolutely love to see and be a part and experience that whole immersion of how
Hmm.
everything is done. There's so many beautiful things and festivals and food and just everything in that country that is just amazing to see that I really want to go and actually experience it myself.
Yep. Yep. Very cool. So moving off of travel, what's your favorite food and drink?
So most everybody at Boomer knows I live off of coffee. So that is definitively my favorite drink is just black coffee. I have that, I'm good to go. Food wise, I really do like trying all kinds of new foods. Some of my favorite foods are actually Asian based foods, curries, sushi, ramen. I mean, it's amazing the amount of different flavors you can get in just those few things because each area can have its own spices and uniqueness to it.
Yep. Yep. You definitely get a wide variety within Asian foods. Lots of flavors. So, all right. Favorite place to shop?
So that's kind of a tie between antique and thrift stores and quilt shops because there's so much history, there's so much amazing things that you can find that you've either never seen before, you have no idea what it's for, and it's an interesting intellectual puzzle when you go to thrift shops and antique stores because you see things that you've not seen because it's become obsolete, but those
Hmm.
things still exist.
Yep. And they're interesting and have a story behind them usually.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, very cool. I think I've done a few of these episodes with team members, and I've got to say you're the first one that actually named a place that goes out to. We have a lot of Amazon shoppers who would prefer to do things from behind the screen. So it appears you're a more hands-on, like to go and look at things and sift through them.
Yeah. especially when it comes to like fabric and stuff, what you
Yeah.
see on a screen is never how it looks in person or how it feels. And when you have a lot of people in your life that tend to have some kind of sensory issue or they just don't like the feel of something, being able to actually feel that fabric, regardless of the fact that it's cotton, it can have a different feel to each one.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a life lesson that my 12-year-old daughter is fast learning because she has discovered Amazon, and the clothes that she orders never what they look like in, in the pictures. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, you ready for a little this or that?
Well, let's see what you got.
All right. So, beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Mountains. Not surprising with your favorite place that you've been is Alaska. I had coffee or tea, but you already answered that one, so I'm going to go off script here. Pizza or tacos? We can't have
Oh,
Asian in there because you already said that's your favorite.
um, authentic tacos,
Okay. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
Tex-Mex tacos, authentic tacos.
Yeah. Yes. Fair enough. And there is a difference, and I'm with you. All right. As an IT professional, I have to throw one technology in there: PC or Mac?
I am preferably a PC just because I've spent my whole life on PCs and I tend to game.
Yeah.
And games tend to function better on the PC side of things just because that's a function of the games when they were created.
What's your favorite game?
World of Warcraft was
Okay.
and is my
Yeah.
favorite PC game. I've
Yep.
been playing it since its inception.
Yes, my son is a big gamer. It's often hard to get him out of his room. This one's easy. Dogs or cats? You already
I
answered.
have cats.
Yeah. Have you ever
They
had
don't
dogs?
require the same amount of attention, is what it comes down to. I like dogs, but cats don't require me to be here all the time.
Amen. I'm with you. I got two black golden doodles, and they are a lot. They're harder to find care for than children. So, all right. Last one. Jim or Gary? I'm talking about Caitlin's cats, of course. I wouldn't make you choose
I
between.
don't know. I haven't spent enough time with Jim or Gary to be able to make an actual accurate decision on that one.
Okay, so it's a tie.
Yes.
Well, Gary's winning, and usually they add that they also would pick Gary if I would have made them choose between us two humans. Anyway, so you're my first tie, so thank you, Erin.
You're welcome. Well, you have to remember, I also have only been here a year, so I wasn't here for the whole Jim and Gary cat odyssey.
Yes, yes, this is true.
So I'm less biased.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this has been great. Thanks for your time today, Erin. And for our listeners, if you enjoyed this conversation, we release new episodes every Tuesday morning. We got to know Erin a little bit better today, but we also cover topics related to talent, leadership, process, technology, and growth. What all the topics have in common is that they are crucial to your firm's success. And while it may feel like getting to know our team may not fit that mold, I certainly say it does, because the better relationships our team has with all of you, the better we can serve you. And we do all of this in 20 minutes or less. So if you like what you heard, please subscribe, and thank you very much for listening. And thank you, Erin.
Thank you for having me.